How you all doing, guys? Brandon here. Welcome back to Retro Dodo. Thank you for checking out this video. It's much appreciated. If you do enjoy it, please do hit subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell icon. Now, a handheld I've been wanting to get my hands on for a very long time is one that maybe a lot of you might not know about because it's not a handheld you can really buy. It's been created by modders and it's basically inside of this tiny thing. Has a RetroPie Zero inside and it can play a ton of your old school games. Now, some of you may be familiar with this, and it's basically a Dreamcast VMU, a visual memory unit from back in the day that slid into the Dreamcast controller, allowing you to play games, trade save units, and even use some game features within the controller. So this thing was quite innovative for its era, and I can remember using this as a kid, but because you're on Retro Dodo, this isn't just any normal VMU. We've teamed up with Markiplier over on Instagram, who builds these things into a retro gaming handheld, into this little thing. So here it is. Now, I think these retail for around about $60 plus, and you take off the lid there and you turn it on and you will be greeted with Emulation Station. It's basically a bit of software inside of the Raspberry Pi that allows you to install your ROMs. Now just look at this thing. You get a close up, like these things come in a ton of different colors and combinations, but Mark has sent us over the transparent ice blue one here with white buttons, and it's just an adorable little handheld that can play a ton of your ROMs. It's even got the Dreamcast logo on the front. It's very, very light. It can fit into your pocket. And if you take a look at the back, they've even modified shoulder buttons on the back there so you can play some of your old school Game Boy Advance games should you want that. And to get into the settings, it's quite easy. You just hold the start and select buttons to get into your save states, etc. You can change the volume. It's just loading up here. It does take a few seconds because it's not the most powerful handheld, obviously, because it all has to fit in this tiny little handheld, and it's got like a 1.5 inch screen, which is absolutely tiny, but it's absolutely adorable. And it's a handheld for those of you that are interested and love the Dreamcast back in the day. So I'm gonna turn off these lights so I can hopefully show you the actual screen here. So apologies if it's a little dark. Hopefully that will help. So when you boot it up, you are greeted with the menus here. So all of the games it can play. For example, it can play Atari Lynx, Game Gear, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Master System, the Mega Drive, Nintendo, the NES, Neo Geo Pocket, the PC Engine, and I think there's SNES as well. So all of those, if you've got ROMs, you load it onto the SD card up here and you can start playing. So this isn't going to be a long video. I'll just jump into some of the games, but I am absolutely in love with this little thing. It looks insane. It's very nostalgic. Let's just jump into Game Boy Advance because I know a lot of you are big fans of this. So when you go into the menu, you are greeted with this, all of the ROMs that are installed, and you can just go down by pressing the shoulder button down the menu. Now this came pre-installed with a ton of games, so big up Mark for doing that. I think there was Crash Bandicoot, but I want to play Mario Kart, so we're going to keep going down quite far, hopefully get to M. So keep going up and hopefully there's Mario Kart somewhere on here. Should be just there. So we go down 2, press A, and let's load up Mario Kart, and I'll show you some gameplay on this little thing. And it does even have a built-in speaker as well, which I think I've turned up. Look at this thing. It's absolutely adorable. I'm playing Mario Kart on a VMU. This is absolutely mad. Oh my god. Oh. Bye. Oh, I'm not too good today. I'm gonna be last, aren't I? Oh no. That is very embarrassing. But as you could tell from that gameplay, it worked pretty well. And the screen is incredibly bright as well. The viewing angles are superb. There's no distortion on the screen when I turn it, look, even up and down really. Like, it's a great little screen on this thing, and they've modded it beautifully. And to get out, I just press start and select, and it'll come out to the main menu, and I can start going through games. So shall we try out some Game Gear now? Or let's try Mega Drive. Alright, let's go. And there's a little look at Sonic and Knuckles on a VMU. And to get out again, start, select, bang, straight into the main menu. Now, this isn't going to be the most comfortable to play. It's not going to last you hours upon hours of gameplay because of the small battery. This is very much a small product that you buy if you're big fans of the Dreamcast and you want to play some retro games on the go in a very, very small form factor. It's not going to be comfortable after an hour of gameplay, I'll be 100% honest. And I think you can get about 2 hours of gameplay out of one charge. So take that into consideration before picking one up. Now, what else should we take a look at? I got NES, Neo Geo Pocket, PC Engine. We can take a look at Game Boy Color, because I know a lot of you are big fans of the GBC. So now I'm jumping into Pokemon Gold on the Game Boy Color. Like, I haven't played this one yet, so I can't load a save state. But on this, you just press select and left to save state, and then select and right to load your save state. But, you know, for Pokemon, I think it's really, really cool. It's cute, it's small, you just pick up and play for 20, 30 minutes, save it, chuck it back in your bag, no problem. But look at that screen. Look at that. Pokemon Gold has never looked so good. Just playing Pokemon Gold on this thing is just blowing my mind on such a small, tiny little handheld. Like, there are cons to this, like the D-pad is tiny, the buttons are tiny, you know, the battery life is quite low, but it's just a whole new form factor which I'm falling in love with. It's just so portable, it's so nostalgic, it's so different. I'm playing Nintendo games on a Dreamcast VMU, like, it just doesn't make sense to me, but I love it. Like, this thing is 100% going into my collection. I've never seen anything like it, and this is why I love the handheld community. They're constantly innovative and bringing out new things, and this really reminisces of me because it's so nostalgic. Like, I remember having this as a child, and this is why I think I love it so much. A lot of you will say, like, that's going to be uncomfortable to hold. Like, yeah, but who cares? I love it. Look at this thing. I'm killing a Pidgey in a Dreamcast VMU. What is life? I love it. So obviously it's not going to play your PS1 ROMs. It's not going to play your N64 ROMs. It's just for your smaller games like your SNES, your NES, your Game Boy Advance, and your Mega Drive, all in this cute, adorable little Dreamcast VMU. And the great thing with this is because it's actually a Sega product and it's injection molded shell, it's actually really, really durable. Like, I've dropped this a couple of times, I've chucked it in my bag, and this thing is incredibly resistant. And some like $60 or $100 handhelds like that Pandora box or the Powkiddy A19 that I reviewed doesn't even have shoulder buttons. So it's great that Marky Pie and the community have added shoulder buttons into this thing, making your Game Boy Advance games actually playable. Now, there are cons to this. It is itty bitty. So some of you with big Shrek thumbs like me are going to struggle on this little analog the D-pad here and the small buttons, but that is why I love it, because it's so small, it's adorable, it's cute, and it packs a punch. Like, it's playing Game Boy Advance games perfectly well, and the screen is stunning, like incredibly crisp. It's not got no viewing angles. Admittedly, it's 1.5 inches, it's colored, it's backlit. It's just a cracking little modified RetroPie here, which I just had to share with you. So if any of you are interested, there are links below to head over to Marky Pie. There are like rarer shells you can get out there that are really hard to get hold of, so he can source them for you. He can find other shells or even other buttons should you want it, or if you want a different top, he can sort that out for you. Like, just give him a bell and he'll sort you out. But I absolutely love it, and this will 100% be going into my handheld collection. It's just itty bitty and I love it. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely hit subscribe if you want to see more RetroPie or general handheld videos. I have a lot more coming up. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.